Hello, it's Drea with Of Land and Leaf, and I'm out at the garden today. I just came out to water. I've made a garden friend, and she's in a couple plots over, and she's not feeling well, so she asked me if I would water her garden. And I love it. I love it when I have a garden friend, because that means that when I'm away, I can ask someone to water my garden. But I was looking at something and decided to just drop in really quickly to show you one of the things that I've learned. I've only been gardening for a couple of years, and each experience has been very different. I've gardened on my deck, and then I gardened in a community garden plot, which was really, really small. And then I gardened here all in ground. And then this year I'm gardening half container, half in ground. But one of the lessons that I've learned is that when possible, try to plant the same thing different ways. Because when you plant the same thing different ways, it's really like a lesson. You can observe, it's like science. You can observe what that particular plant or crop likes, what problems it has. You can observe like how it interacts with different areas in the garden. So for example, I want to show you something that I'm observing about my nasturtium. Okay, now according to my journal, I planted the nasturtium on May 5th, and all of the seeds sprouted on May 9th. It is very possible that they sprouted before that, and that's the day that I was at the garden and I noticed. So it's approximate, but they all sprouted. I planted 6, and all 6 have sprouted. But I want to show you something that I've noticed. These 2 plants are growing in my towers, and they're doing just fine. They look just fine. But if we look over here at the ones that are growing in the ground, they're a lot larger. They are a great deal larger than the ones that are growing in the towers. So I've learned that the nasturtium will do just fine in a smaller pot, but if I give them the opportunity, they'll grow a lot faster in ground. This is my second year growing corn in this garden, but this is a different area in the garden. I planted this corn right after I took, or a few weeks after I took out the winter garden. I had cabbage and greens here, and I'm noticing that the corn this year is dealing with pests that it did not deal with last year when it was on the other side of the garden. And I think that because I overwintered and I had the cabbage and kale and everything over here, remember they were getting the orange bugs. I forget what they were called, but I think that they're if they laid eggs or whatever they do, however they repopulate in this section, and the corn didn't really attract these bugs because they didn't attract the bugs over there, but the bugs did seek refuge in the corn as the corn is coming out of the ground. Several of my corn stalks have aphids. I garden organically because I want to feel safe with what I eat. I am using DE on the corn stalk as it's coming up to try to ensure that it has enough energy and enough life to actually give me ears of corn. So yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video to remind you to try different things, to learn. As long as you're growing, you're learning. There's no such thing as failure. Every opportunity to grow makes you a master gardener. You get closer and closer to mastery of this craft, and we're all learning. So I wanted to show you a couple of things that I've learned, and I'll keep you posted on the corn and the nasturtium as I make other videos. In the meantime, happy gardening.